Oh no. All right. Now, I don't think I ever had a celebratory 1K subscribers. I had the quick community post, but I just wanted to, give back and say thanks, right? Now, I'm going to of course do this with some terrible TikTok advice. Being that TikTok is, I guess, dead and back again. Now we're going to
So
do this
apparently,
with some Atrioc videos. Now, obviously, this is going to be some ads in it. I'm not going to be using the premium account, so if you see an ad, don't forget to hydrate. But before I get into that, I want to show y'all the analytics, right? The detailed analytics. Now that you hit 1,000 subscribers, yo, what's going on? After you hit 1,000 subscribers, most people don't show you the analytics, right? How much money do you make, right? I hit refresh. I'm at 1,050. I hit 1,050, and most people don't talk about how much money they make as a content creator, right? You'll click on analytics, you'll see the estimated revenue, and most people, talk about how they're able to make, like $10,000 to $15,000, all these crazy numbers, right? But that's not what the case is, right? So as I guess in the personal finance niche, I think right now, if I were to hit, was it trends, people, financially struggling, financially responsible, mistakes to avoid. Let's see. Channel activity. Let me hold on. Let me see. Go to your channel. Let's see. What is this? You gotta find your niche, man. You gotta find your niche. You're making videos all over the place. You gotta figure out what you're doing. It looks like you're just making clips. There's no value here, right? Like if I were some viewer, outside of wanting Bluey and like Disney shows, there's no reason. You gotta find the niche, right? You gotta, just like what vidIQ tells you, you gotta find your niche and you gotta hone down on it. You gotta provide value. It's all about, if I was a new viewer coming to your channel, am I gonna care about Disney and this and SpongeBob and all of this stuff, right? When I could just go to Disney. All I gotta do is provide value, right? But most people don't talk about the analytics on the channel. So going back to that, you see, hold on, click earn. No, it's on dashboard. Still finding new to this, right? You go to estimated revenue. It's pennies, right? It's not too much. You need simple dollars here and there kind of stuff. So I just want to say, right, we hit a K. So now I'm able to monetize a platform, but it's not as much as everyone's saying, right? You can continuously make money on content, but it has to be in steps. The first step is just monetizing on the platform. The second is going to be trying to provide value. Now let's start this chat off with watching some terrible TikTok advice. I love watching this kind of stuff.
apparently, Gen Z consumers, 34% seek financial advice from TikTok, 33% from YouTube, and 24% from financial advisors. Boo! What is the financial advice I'm not getting in fucking Wall Street Journal, Financial Times? Boring, boring. Washington Post, boring. I want to know what is on the talk. So let's take a look at TikTok investors and see if we can learn a thing or two about the right way to build a smart financial future.
Here's why you should never pay off your house.
I'm sorry. First line we've seen, here's why you should never pay off your house. Okay, let him cook.
Here's your house. It's worth $100,000. That's what this stack is worth. You finally wipe it out. You own your house free and clear. I got news for you. What do you have for retirement? You got nothing for retirement because you put all your focus in getting your house paid off. Instead, mortgage that house, access the majority of
Talking about leverage, I think what's his name, Michael Koch? I forget his name.
this money. You know what I'd use it for? I'd go buy 5 more houses. But a few years later, you're going to sell those 5 for 15 more. And you're going to sell those 15 for 50 more. How many houses do you need to cover all of your expenses for the rest of your life?
What he's saying is, so you take out a loan for 100K to buy a house, you can do like a second mortgage. And he's saying, do that, take the money out of your house, take even more debt on, and use that to put down payments on 5.
Someone hit me up earlier. They were talking about getting a mortgage or getting a rental property and taking out a HELOC against it. And they try to simplify the entire process. It's not that easy.
More houses. So that's 5 more mortgages you got to pay. It's incredibly risky. This is fucking stupid. But maybe it's genius. Let's not rule that out.
What's your net worth now?
I can explain this in a way that might sound crazy. I'm a billionaire. Let's think about it. Does a billionaire have a liquid $1 billion in his bank account?
No.
Okay, so is he actually a billionaire? No. Like liquid billionaire? No, I'm not a liquid billionaire yet. Probably will be mathematically soon. But I'm a billionaire because number one, let's just say I can make 500 to $1 million a month. That's like 12 mil a year. You do like a money calculator since it's like a hedge fund style thing. We're already in the
We're all billionaires if you just take that in consideration, right?
hundreds of millions. And then other business. this is like a
Wait, a money calculator hedge fund style thing? Wait, I'm sorry. I could do it. You mean a money calculator? No. Bet. All right. A money calculator. So I just, yeah. Oh, I get it.
All rich.
That's how it's done.
I'm a Web3 wealth manager now. Like I own a hedge fund there. So as far as the money
What does hold on. I've been trying to be a web dev for a little bit now. What does Web3 mean?
calculator thing, my net worth is above $1 billion. Hopefully $1 trillion soon. Youngest billionaire in the world right now.
Yeah, bro, you're about to beat Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Larry Ellison
Like, what does that mean?
combined. You're close with your Web3 hedge fund.
What if I told you there was a way to buy things like this $100,000 watch without spending a single dollar of your own money, using business credit like this that you never actually have to pay back? With business credit, you are not personally held responsible for that line of credit. So let's say, for example, how I got this watch. I was able to open a business that I didn't really give a shit about. I went and opened business credit cards in that account. I then proceeded to go on, buy this for $100,000. I'm gonna turn around and sell it to a jeweler for $80,000 in cash, which now gives me the cash. I'll file bankruptcy on the company. I'll never have to actually pay it back because I'm not personally liable for that American Express card. It's all liable underneath my
That's just business fraud.
business.
That's just business fraud.
Just straight up fraud. American Express is not going to give you a $100,000 line of credit on a business that has no income. This was his follow-up. He had a follow-up TikTok.
The funniest part about this whole video is how many of you guys thought I was being serious. You had to be fucking stupid to believe that you can open a brand new business, get American Express, and be able to spend $100,000 without any
so he was just
history on the
trolling.
business or any of that kind of shit. I was trolling another TikTok video I saw, and y'all blew it up like I knew what fucking happened. And now everyone's commenting, fraud this, fraud that, fraud this, but there's no proof of me for anything because it was all complete bullshit.
Saved, dude, saved. So I think he did this, then deleted his account, which is very funny. Because if he did do that, the stupidest thing you could possibly do is brag about it on TikTok, bro. That is 100% going to show up in court. But good idea, though. Honestly, let's not rule it out. A sneak peek at one of the top secret trading strategies from January 17th, 2021. This is like the beginning of the 2021 bubble, dude. What happened? Bring those days back. Bring back NFTs. Bring back JPEGs of monkeys. Bring back crypto to the moon. What a golden era.
So how do we make money from home?
Basically, I just trade stocks on an app called Robinhood. Here's my strategy in a nutshell. I see a stock going up and I buy it, and I just watch it until it stops going up.
Bro, just buy low, sell high. It's so easy.
And then I sell it, and I do that over and over, and it pays for our whole lifestyle.
In 2021 January, people just did this. You could just buy every dip because everything went back to new all-time highs every 2 months.
If someone wanted to make $1 million, that was their dream in life, what would you recommend to them?
Anyone can really become a millionaire because like the world is so big, like the markets are so massive. All you got to do is get $1 from 1 million people out of like 8 billion. If you just walk around every single day asking for $1, you can get to $1 million pretty easily. So like, imagine.
That's the plan? To go person to person and beg for $1? His grind set is what homeless people do? I knew all those buskers were millionaires. I knew it. They're holding out.
Just
How
ask
I
for $1
make
million.
$10K a week at 19 years old. Okay. Is anyone in chat 19 years old? Be honest. And you just really could use an extra $10,000 a week. Because this could be huge for you.
Every single morning I wake up, I drink water, I take care of my health. That's the first thing. Okay, I've been drinking some chlorophyll, that's pretty new. But I go straight into meditation. I literally meditate, and I'm probably living in the spirit world.
Okay, drink water, meditate till you're living in the spirit world. I like this. Chlorophyll, too, for plants.
But basically what I really do is something called course creation. Basically what I did is I monetized my skill set and my knowledge and turn it into an online course. I literally work 2 to 3 hours a day to make 6 figures passively with my funnel. So if you want to learn exactly how I'm doing it, I just created my free masterclass, but there are only 50 spots.
So your income is selling a course on how to sell courses. That's genius. So, but don't forget the water and the manifestations and the meditation too, though. If she's making this money, I guess she knows how to sell courses, but her course has to be just tell people that you have a course. The only way to sell the course is to tell people you make a bunch of money. And the only way to make the money is to sell the course. And if they make a course, then you're just competing on courses. So Andrew Tate said,
he said, once you have $20 million, Like, you can have everything. Unless you want to buy a jet or a yacht, like, you're set. But for me, I'm like, I burn through 20 million and like...
Dude, I could spend 20 million before you could say 20 million. Like,
and I even think like 100 million is not a lot.
I obviously that's satire, right?
I know, like, would you buy an $80 million jet? Let's say, you know, you get to the point where you can buy a jet. Are you ever going to stop? Like, at what amount of money are you going to be like, okay, I'm going to chill out. I'm going to, like, retire, like, chill with my kids.
Never.
Never.
No.
Oh, you're both fucking broke, dude. None of you guys have $100 million. These kids are paying pretend. I mean, this guy could make money as a Minecraft YouTuber. That's true. This guy with this hair and this glasses, dude, he actually will be fucking $100 million. No time. No time.
I'm getting a ton of questions about how expensive is it to maintain my $5 million 100-foot yacht in Miami, Florida. Let's get right into it. First, I had to buy the yacht. I put about $2.5 million down on a $5 million purchase
Do you have to put half down?
price. My payment is a little over $20,000 per month. After I bought Cersei, I had to find a place to dock her. The best marina in Miami charges around $25,000 per month. As you can see there, first month, last month, and security deposit was a little under $75,000.
Jesus
Let's get it.
Christ.
Then, of course, we got to fuel her up.
Online course ad.
And you can't have a $5 million boat without insurance. As you can see here, the annual premium is right at $62,000 per year. I also need to pay for a hurricane plan. You have to rent a slip for 6 months during hurricane season for $8,000 a month or $48,000 per season.
That's
ridiculous. I also have a full-time captain, a full-time engineer, and a deckhand. That's another $200,000 per year just in crew costs.
Either that's fake or the stupidest use of your money I can imagine. You're not making that money on...
It has to be real, right? Because when you're talking about that much money, that's why I say people have, you know, get a friend with a boat.
Income.
That's
I read an article it was about how yacht.
I mean, hold on, let's go back to that.
$25,000 per month. As you can see there, first month, last month, and...
Okay, so you got a total docket fee of $193,000. Security deposit. Yeah, you're talking about $24,000 a month. And he talked about his monthly payment being $20K, but that's only because he put like $3 million down.
Security deposit was a little under $75,000.
Jesus
Let's get
Christ.
It. Then, of course, we got to fuel her up.
Online course ad.
Yeah, I think, what is it? The fuel on that would probably be another $20,000. And then you have the staff, which I'm going to say another $20,000. You're talking about $100K a month.
And you can't have a $5 million boat without insurance. As you can see here, the annual premium is right at $62,000 per year. I also need to pay for...
Let's be honest, that annual premium is actually pretty decent. For 62, what is it, on a $5 million boat?
Hurricane plan. You have to rent a slip for 6 months during hurricane season for $8,000 a month or $48,000 per season.
That's
ridiculous. I also have a full-time captain, a full-time engineer, and a deckhand. That's another $200,000 per year just in crew costs.
Either that's fake or the stupidest use of your money I can imagine. You're not making that money on fucking course income. I read an article it was about how yachts are like the only thing left that really separates the omega rich from just the very rich. You know what I'm saying? If you're a millionaire, it's not like the shit's hard for you, but you can't afford a fucking mega yacht. Why cooking is for brokies. Okay, this one speaks to me because I rarely cook.
I never cook. I keep an empty refrigerator. My dad's like, son, don't you think it'd be so much cheaper if you cooked? And I said, no, not really. I said, let's talk about that scenario. Calling the valet, getting downstairs in the elevator to valet, getting in the G-Wagon, burning fuel, sitting in traffic on Biscayne to go to Publix, trying to find a parking spot at Publix, getting out, looking around the store for what I want. Dude,
I mean, that sounds terrible.
Fucking chicken or steak, getting the food,
obviously satire.
All the ingredients, going home, parking again, going back up the elevator, getting the pots and pans out, cooking like a fucking idiot. I'm cooking, saving money.
Yeah, I mean, most of them do that like as clickbait, right?
Dial soap that costs $8 a little bottle. Oh, clean the dishes, clean the plates. Fucking nerds.
Okay, even in your extremely biased example, it's still way cheaper by a lot. Like, I order Uber Eats fairly regularly, and it's the fucking worst habit I have, dude. It's so goddamn expensive. Oh, wait, here we go. This guy's got a good plan. This guy sells a course, so you know he's smart. So many people that look like this on TikTok talking about hedge funds, bro. You don't got no hedge fund. Your hair is a hedge.
The minimum that I'm going to be willing to work with would be 100 million. And right, you can't promise investors 100 or 200% every year when you're dealing with that type of money. So what do? You just de-risk. You just risk a lot less and you keep trading the same exact way that you usually do. So instead, it's like 20 or 30%.
In his fictional example, he is still promising that once he gets to $100 million, he's still guaranteeing 20 to 30% returns. That would make you better than Bernie Madoff.
I've got 50 grand and I want to buy 10 houses. What most people do is most people save really hard. They'll make a load of money and then they'll dump it into a house. And then they'll save the money up again and they'll dump it into a house. That don't work anymore because how can an average person save up 50 grand? So the strategy is, and this is what I do, and this is what I teach, is if you've got 50 grand, so instead of buying a house for 200 grand that's in perfect, pristine condition and renting it out, find a house in the same street that's really run down that needs 50 grand spending on it. It's got structural problems. It's a mess.
Already, this is so fucked. Like, don't just waste your money on a house. Make sure you're buying a house with structural problems.
Buy it for 100 grand. Buy it cash. If you haven't got cash, you can get a bridging loan.
Okay. So again, you said your opening argument was no one gets 50K. So get a bridging loan for 100K.
I've got my own bridging company because a lot of people say,
"Oh, so I could just get a loan from you to invest in a dilapidated house." No, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. So now you bought a house for 100 grand, you spent 50 grand on it, but now it's worth 200 grand. So now what you do is you now refinance it, get a 75% mortgage loan to value, and they'll give you 75% of the new value. So instead of getting a mortgage before you buy, get a mortgage after you buy. So they'll give you 150 grand, which pays back you get your 50 grand back, and you can pay the bridging company back, and then you go again.
So it's always so simplified when they speak it like that, but it's never what actually happens. That's why he has the companies that sell you the processes.
Likely money.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, that makes
and
sense.
that is
right, like
how most wealthy people do property.
No, that's not how most wealthy.
If you want to start making you money, getting paid to exist, doing jack shit, and making money out of thin air, I got you. Here's what you're gonna do. Try this for a week. First of all, I want you to remove the statement, "I can't afford this," out of your vocabulary. Never want to hear you say this again. Instead, I want you to turn this statement into a question and ask, "How can I afford this?" If you start approaching money from an abundance mindset, the universe will literally throw money at you.
Yeah, just the universe, stars.
This is exactly what my clients who are doing the workshop, which you could grab at the top of my page.
Oh, there's a workshop.
Of course, this is man. I need to make a course, man. These.
Listen, a lot of my financial.
My opinion.
Hold on, let's go. Custom 1.25. Let's go.
Is because they're looking at money from the wrong angle. They're saying, how can I make $1 million a year? When they should be saying, how can I make $2,739 a day? If you think like that, every day you hit that
This kid is like 6.
goal, you'll hit the yearly goal. Follow if you agree. Main reason why people aren't millionaires, in my opinion.
So wise. He took a calculator and divided by 365 and said the same thing.
I plan on being heavily in debt in my entire retirement. I'm max funding a life insurance policy all the way until I'm 65 years old. I'm going to borrow against all of my money and spend it as extra tax-free income during retirement. As you can see, I'll be millions of dollars in debt. But this is a loan that I never have to repay because it's collateralized by the death benefit on my own policy. So when I pass away, this death benefit pays out and cancels out all the loans against my policy, allowing me to enjoy all this tax-free and
Is this whole life insurance? Universal life insurance?
still leave tax-free money behind to my family. You see, debt is tax-free, and if you know how to use it, it can be a very powerful financial tool.
This is fraud. So much of TikTok financial advice is
Yeah, because with that same concept, you can be like, no, I'm just going to take out as many loans as possible, as much credit as possible, as much debt as possible. And then when I die, it's gone.
repackaging
Like,
fraud.
When you think about it, like, man, I think one of the earliest videos that I made, I got so many comments on, was my the whole life insurance and how it doesn't make any sense for most people, right? The only people it makes sense for is the insurance agents.
Openly advocating for it and not talking about the massive downside if you're caught or if it just doesn't work the way you said. You're not given the policies that you're claiming are easy to get. If you have some way to commit financial fraud and get away with it, that does work. That's always worked. That's not just a new TikTok thing. That's forever. Speaking of insurance fraud, how about this guy?
The guy who crashed in the Chevy. Wait, whoa, back up.
A new TikTok thing. That's forever. Speaking of insurance fraud, how about this guy?
The guy that crashed into my Chevy Cruze, thanks for the Chevy Spark. To the guy who crashed into my Spark, thanks for the M3. The guy that crashed into my M3, thanks for the M4. Okay, what's he going to get next to M5? Like competition? Ooh, i8. Okay, bougie. It's the mysterious lake that ate my i8 thanks to the Inventor door.
Hey!
So just like
he's
insurance
double
fraud.
dipping.
It's all
Not
good.
only
Just
is he committing
double down.
insurance fraud all the way up the chain, but he's openly admitting to it on TikTok to make extra cash from the views. Make your fraud work for you. That's what's so good. Listen. Sometimes this advice is not about telling you the exact path to making money. It's teaching you how to learn. You know what I'm saying? Give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach him to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. And this guy on TikTok is teaching you how to fish.
I once walked into Nationwide and I booked an appointment with a mortgage broker. I've gone in there with a mortgage advisor who works for the bank. And I said, yeah, mate. I said, I need a mortgage. He said, well, what's your job? I said, don't have one. He just looked at me like, mate, are you for real? Are you really here to waste my time? But I had a pen and a pad, and I always carry a pen and a pad. But I was taking notes. I was like, look, all right, so you're saying I need a job? Fine, no problem. I'll go and get one right now. I said, what else? How can you help me get a mortgage? Since we're here, we might as well talk now because I've got an appointment with you. He said, I can only lend 5 times your salary. I said, no problem. Write a note, 5 times the salary. What else do I need? You know, so I've gone over, you need a solicitor, blah, blah, blah. I've gone over all of the steps. So now I've walked into that bank not knowing how to get not knowing how to get a mortgage, but I've been able to come out of the bank with my notes, knowing everything I need to get a mortgage. And these are things they don't teach you in school. So it was like I had to go out into the world and get rejection to then find out how I can be accepted.
I mean, he's not wrong, right? The first step is understanding what the hell's happening. And if he doesn't know how, what the process was, the first things you got to do to go to bank and understand what you need to open a bank. They tell you need your birth certificate, your social security number, all that kind of stuff, right? If he didn't know, now he knows.
Every one of the things he listed is incredibly surface level and available on Google.
It is, but one of those things where you can't oversimplify or understand someone else's learning process, right? What if he didn't have access to that kind of tool or knowledge or understanding?
I've seen this one would actually work for all of you. This one would actually work.
Your biggest expense in New York City is going to be food. And I got a way you could eat for free the best food. You stand in front of a nice building. People that work in nice buildings eat food. They order it, delivery guys. And you act like you're on your phone.
He's gonna steal it from Uber Eats.
Hey, you say a bunch of big numbers. I want the compound interest dividends. And when you see these delivery guys pull up, you give them that sign and interest on it. And
would be so fucking annoying if you're someone who ordered your food. But theoretically, that would work. Yeah. It is just theft, but he's got a system. And if you do it in front of like Goldman Sachs or something, you're even kind of seen as morally a hero. So theoretically, this is probably the actual only piece of good advice I've seen so far on TikTok. If you're in New York and you really need a meal, go Robinhood some sushi out of a fucking Wall Street banker's account. This is interesting. When you pick a quarter off the ground, you're making $450 an hour for 2 seconds. This is true. But this brings up a more interesting question. And I wanted to know if it would be worth it for Jeff Bezos to pick up a quarter. So let's do a little bit of the math here. Jeff Bezos, over the past 10 years, has made $130 billion. Well, basically 1.5 million.
All right, so no, it doesn't make any sense for Jeff Bezos to pick up a quarter.
$1 billion an hour. How much?
Damn, that's so disappointing. It's like one of those things. Like, what did I do wrong to not be Jeff Bezos?
So picking up $1 every 2 seconds for an entire hour is $1,800 an hour. So $1 is not worth it. What if it's $5? No, not even close. What if it's $100? No. So it is not worth it for Bezos to bend down and pick up $100 bills.
That's so sad.
If we invented an $800 bill, it would be worth it for Jeff Bezos to pick it up. If he sees a $700 bill on the ground, it is not worth his time. What do I do with this info? I guess you can feel free to drop your wallet on the ground near Jeff Bezos, and you're certain he won't pick it up. Imagine he does. Imagine you do drop your wallet with like $8 in it. And
listen, if you want to feel like a failure, just remember, you're not Jeff Bezos.
Buy a car, according to TikTok.
You don't want to pay cash for a car.
Okay.
You definitely don't want to rent your car and lease it.
Okay.
If taking out a loan from somebody else's bank, you don't want to do that either.
Pause, my lights are freaking out again. If one of the wrong spirit.
Someone else's bank, put it in your bank.
Infinite banking. Oh,
once you put it in your bank, what we're going to do is we're going to take loans from your bank and we're going to buy the car.
I had a friend who got in this. I think he ended up paying like $50,000 and he only had access to like $10,000 or like $20,000 the way that they got him. Yeah, they screwed him over pretty good. And his like death benefit was only like $10K.
And instead of just saying, okay, I own the car now, what we're going to do is we're going to take the same amount you would have paid to the bank every month, and we're going to do something different. We're going to take that $963 that you would have paid to somebody else's bank, and we're going to.
What is Blood waffling about? What is he cooking? So aren't you just paying cash for the car? So you put the money in your own.
Yeah. What I do, I go on the job. I've sued Singular before, AT&T. I got $40,000 out of them in 2006, July 6, 2006, for race discrimination.
Charleston White.
Just niggas cracking jokes on the job. right? So what I did, I went and learned employment rights. So what I do, I go find a job, because I know they got niggas go be violating safety violations. So I'm going to go complain about safety violations. I know some bitch-ass supervisor go get mad about me complaining and start retaliating against me. Then I'm going to make a call to OSHA and say, hey, they unsafe over here. And then I'm going to let them know, yeah, I'm the one called OSHA. And they go fuck with me. And then I'm going to make them pay me $10,000 for retaliation. I get them every time. I get them every goddamn time. I get the warehouse job. Man, I work for a gun distribution company. I got they motherfucking ass. Yeah, I'm a bad motherfucker with suing jobs. So I'm the slip and fall nigga. I'm talking about I got a 100% success rate in suing every job I done work for. Some through either through the EEOC or through OSHA.
Unironically kind of based. Most employees are too scared. They're too scared to exercise their own rights. Like if he is joining companies that legitimately are violating safety regulations, then just pointing it out and then getting illegally retaliated against and then pointing that out and making money. All of it is
for their entire lives. The rest of the world that had slaves, which is most of the world at some given point. I think like if they can do it, so can I. Slaves worked.
That is an insane statement. What lack of self-awareness?
We gotta go back. We gotta go back.
This guy is as insane as that sounds.
All the hours they were awake for their entire lives. The rest of the world that had slaves, which is most of the world at some given point. I think like if they can do it, so can I.
Okay, hold on. I remember hearing this. Right, this is definitely clipped to the worst of extremes, which, to be honest, was pretty stupid of a take. He talked about the hardships and the over extremes that people have endured, and he compared it to slavery and how people have endured, and tried to compare if what my life is like to theirs. If they have endured that, then I can endure this. And I think it's one of those things that, like, clipped up sounds terrible. The take, still terrible. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, right? That take is pretty dumb.
Slaves worked.
That is an insane statement.
Yeah,
what lack of self-awareness do you have
when you clip it up like that?
TikTok, you buy a wood chipper for $20,000 using your Home Depot business credit card. You rent it out daily at $495. This one shredder will generate $180,000 a year. Once you establish business credit, there are endless ways to generate income. All you need is a 540 credit score with an LLC and EIN number to access $250K of business credit. There is no way this fails. I am sure the second you spend $20,000 out of pocket to buy a wood chipper, you're going to find enough clients to rent out this thing for $495.
Again, I hate that everything's so words, openly simplified. It's terrible.
$5 a day. And I'm sure, let me just do a quick check. If I Google wood chipper rental, the first thing I get is you can already rent it from Home Depot. So I wonder, do you think maybe perhaps people might just rent it from Home Depot for less and not go from you, the person that spent $20,000 and doesn't have any reliability guarantee and has no way?
Dude, you might need to find a new fucking girlfriend. You mean to tell me you're gonna follow a 5-pound fucking dog around and pick his shit up? It's 9:30, motherfucker. You should have been at work 3 hours ago.
Something about that, like, over alpha bro background music it annoys me. I skip it every time.
Following these
6 minutes in. Let's go.
I'm out of those. Yo, let's fucking go.
How much you made, Noah? $9,300.
$100. 770.
A little 770.
It's 25%.
I think this dude was on a CoffeeZilla and like a Spencer Cornelia video, yeah?
25%. Who else made something good? Low 1,200, low 1,200. Okay.
How the fuck you do, yeah?
Oh!
Let's go! Rack, baby, another rack! Another rack! Another fucking rack!
The thing is, like, they have that money thrown in it, and they don't have access to that, right? Like, if you trade and you'll sell, that money's still in the balance account. It's not like they drop cash. There's no printer right behind you.
If you guys don't know, this is how Warren Buffett makes his money.
Yeah, that's also like another thing where it's like I immediately have a red flag against anyone doing some stupid stuff like that.
What your money on unproven or Evan Carmichael.
My day is 6 a.m. to noon, and I'm not crazy. You're crazy for thinking it takes 24 hours, just like some dude in a cave did 300 years ago. My second day starts at noon and goes till 6 p.m. That's day 2. And then the next day is 6 p.m. to midnight. What I've done now is I have changed and manipulated time. I now get 21 days a week. Stack it up over a month, I'm gonna kick your butt. Stack it up over a year, you're toast. Stack it up over 5 years, my entire life is different than it would have been otherwise.
Hold on, I need to bring that back. Bring that
is
back,
6
bring
a.m.
that
to
back. Hold on. One more.
Time from renowned TikTok investor Evan.
All right, everyone, listen to what he's saying. He has, 3 days in a day?
Evan Carmichael.
My day is 6 a.m. to noon, and I'm not crazy.
Okay, hold on. 6 to noon.
You're crazy for thinking it takes 24 hours, just like some dude in a cave did 300 years ago. My second day starts at noon and goes till 6 p.m. That's day 2. And then the next day is 6 p.m. to midnight.
Okay, so he just sleeps for 6 hours perfectly, 6 to noon. 12 to, let's just use 24 hour, and that's his day, right? One day, stretch across 3 times. That's why you're lazy.
What I've done now is I have changed and manipulated time. I now get 21 days a week. Stack that up over a month, I'm gonna kick your butt. Stack it up over a year, you're toast. Stack it up over 5 years, my entire life is different than it would have been otherwise.
This makes no sense.
Wait, let me see if I truly understand this. Okay, 6 a.m. to noon, 6 hours. That's your day.
My second day starts at noon and goes till 6 p.m.
He had to replay that because it literally made no sense.
Is there anything else? Oh, brother.
Would you rather have an 850 credit score,
850 credit score,
make 4K a week for the rest of your life,
4K a week for the rest of your life,
or $2 million cash right now?
What? That's a no-brainer.
Okay, so here's the thing. There's opportunity cost of not having that million up front. How long would it take to have, what was it, 45 a week? Hold on. Let's hear the options again.
Would you rather have an 850 credit score, make 4K a week for the rest of your life, or
4K a week? That's what, a quarter mil? Hold on, let me bring up the calc. $4,000 times 52. We're talking $208,000 a year. That's, yeah, I want the money now.
$2 million cash right now.
What? That's a no-brainer, bro. Get that 850 credit score.
Bro's an idiot.
Money is limitless when you know how to play this credit game, yo. Stop.
The money is limitless when you... What the hell what's he talking about? You talking about a free upfront opportunity cost of money.
Playing around, y'all.
What you gonna...
You can have good credit with $2 million cash right now. No debt to your name. You can get good credit.
Do what 850 do.
Bro, I'm gonna run it up on the bag. I'm gonna hit the Navy Fed. I'm gonna hit the Truist Bank. I'm gonna hit the Alley Carver. I'm gonna hit the Alliant. All
God, see... people are just stupid.
these different banks, but you got an 850 credit score. There's no limit to the amount of money you could get, bro. Information changes that situation. Let's get it.
Hey, man, let's run a play. Would you rather...
Let's run a play. Let's get it, dude.
That makes no sense. He immediately brought up the Navy Fed. That's also a red flag.
To $6.5 million net worth. Lived in his parents' basement. Started his first job. Realized I'm not made for a job. Okay.
Okay, I had to mute it. That was so loud.
Bought our first fourplex for $380,000. Okay. Where'd you get the $380,000 working 1 year of a job with no... They never gloss it. There's no parents involved? Where was the steps here? Where you just got the $380K? But okay. Where are you buying a twoplex for $115K? Started Airbnb.
Yeah, it's just simplify it. Bought the dream home. Nothing. No issues.
B&Bs. $6K a month from 40 rentals. Net worth $6.5 million.
Spending 2 weeks, 2 hours a week doing that.
It's free Airbnb workshop. Let's do a quick check-in here. Airbnb hosting isn't what it used to be. We had absolutely 0 bookings in August. This summer is extremely slow. Revenue has plummeted 17%, 8.7%. Is Airbnb in a death spiral? I'm sure it'll work, though. I'm sure it'll work, too. It would take all of your money and put it into...
Man, I think there were so many people who got people to buy Airbnbs on lines of credit using new LLCs and EINs and business credit cards. It was like a terrible... I mean, not really terrible. It's sort of stupid. It's their fault.
trade.
Hold on, let's get on to... This one's Zach.
Don't close, don't lose.
Here's how you can avoid 100% of your income taxes every single year.
Following my simple 5-step diamond system. Comment diamond, I'll send you my free masterclass on it.
Okay, so today we're going to be watching people commit fraud and give you extremely bad financial advice on TikTok. This one's going to be a roller coaster. There's a lot of clips I have and a lot more available online. Some of this stuff is so wild that I feel like it has to be satire.
This is how I'm able to afford having that private chef every single year, every single month, every single day inside of my house, making me and my wife meals along with my friends, family members, and my business clients who also some of my family members sit on my board of directors.
So this person is huge on trying to dodge taxes, but unfortunately with being able to write off a lot of items, there's a very large gray area in the rules for what you're allowed to write off and not write off. It is very annoying, but that's why everybody online will always say consult a CPA, somebody who's licensed, because mainly the rule is you're allowed to write off certain things for your business within reason. So that leaves a lot of room for interpretation, and because of that, there are a ton of people online that will make videos of being able to write off anything for the business just because you used it in videos, you counted it as business meetings, business vacations, crazy stuff like that, and this person takes full advantage of it and makes a lot of videos like that. And most of it really isn't the best when you have the actual legitimate account of H&R Block in the comments of this video saying,
oh shit, that's bad. When you have actual legitified H... Oh shit.
And for anyone in the comments, don't do this. So, I mean, you can't really get any better than that because, of course, if you do have some sort of business, there are things you're allowed to write off. I mean, for example, I'm using a very expensive mic right now to talk to you guys, but because I make money off of these YouTube videos, I'm able to write it off. But I'm pretty sure I'm not allowed to, say, take all this stuff out of the background right here and buy a Lamborghini and just stick it in the background and be able to write it off as a business expense because, you know, it's a prop for my video. Those extreme examples and then getting a private chef every single day trying to write it off as a business expense is your one-way ticket to being audited. But this person makes quite a bit of content skirting the lines of what's legal to do for taxes. I mean, you could see here ways that they avoid taxes legally, and then they're just going on vacation and doing all that, and then trying to make the excuse that because they brought their phone and they're just recording stuff for business and, you know, being an influencer and all of that, that they're
Yeah, that's like one thing. Travel is easily a no-go. I mean, outside of like a business event, right? You go to a conference, you know, you don't just take a travel.
allowed to just do whatever, and it's a very easy way to.
So me and Buffett have the same mindset. I'm tens of thousands in loss on my Euro USD trades, but I haven't lost anything because I haven't closed.
I haven't sold.
No stop loss. We share that mindset, and inshallah, the markets will turn around, and I will be profitable. That's the problem with these traders nowadays. Stop losses, closing their trades. Don't close, don't lose.
Exactly.
A lot of these like setups, if y'all don't know, like on the content creation side, are just fake podcasts.
A nice building. People that work at nice buildings eat food.
We saw
they
this
order
earlier.
delivery guys. And you act like you're on your phone.
I know I just got a Tacoma, but I figured out a way to skip 3 months of payments. Now, I didn't even know this was a thing. I didn't even know this was possible, but look here. I just got this in the mail. It says updated payment information, skip up to 3 payments. In the letter, it basically says that I could refinance my loan somehow, which means buying it again. I don't know. But it did say I could skip 3 payments, so I might have to do it. Now, instead of having 22%, they are offering me 18%. Now, I don't know the national averages or anything like that, but I think 18% should be good. My credit card is 30.
That's a terrible credit interest rate percentage on your auto loan.
So this might be better. Gravity Lending, let me know if anybody has ever used it, if it's good or not, let me know. I know it sounds crazy, but if I can skip 3 payments, I'll definitely do it. If I can skip the payments, that means I can get a new sound system in the Toyota. For some reason, the speaker suck, there's no low end, anything at all. Me not having 3 months of payments, I actually gonna have a lot more money to spend on the truck, new wheels, new rims, and I might hit up D-Tronics for a new light bar and sound system. Let me know what y'all think down below.
I'm pretty sure that
a lot of tools, fundamentals, trading charts, and I'm also using astrology.
All right. Was that a joke?
No, seriously. The 2 biggest black swan events in crypto, FTX and Luna, happened on the day of the eclipse in Taurus and Scorpio, which is the money houses.
Yeah, it sounds like there's always something at any time always happening, and when things happen, we can assign it to be that, even though the universe is random as.
The man who invented our phone, Steve Jobs.
Yep.
He went to India to study Vedic astrology.
Sorry, I don't mean to defend you for astrology. That's always been one of those things where it just kind of annoys me a little. What went wrong?
So I
bet on the wrong star.
Because of the FTX and Luna, I lost 70% of my portfolio. But then because of my ADHD, the only way I could trade was when I was on excessive amounts of stimulants, caffeine, yerba mate. When I'm on that, it's like if you gave me a sniper, I would have made the shot. I had that level of focus. I could have made 1.7.
All trading is, if I did the other thing, this would have happened, but that's not how.
So if the astrology worked, then wouldn't he have made that $2 million? I don't get your money.
This is what index fund gurus don't tell you about index funds that make me so angry. Yes, investing in index funds is better than not investing at all. And I think if you follow me, you probably understand the importance of investing. So that's not the issue, right? After I grew my investment portfolio from $500 to millions of dollars, I decided to listen to one of the index fund gurus that popped onto my social media. And I'm like, you know what? Let me add an index fund to my portfolio. Do you want to see the results and the difference between individual stocks and index fund? I'll show you. Understand that even index funds, the
Now, you know on this channel we're VOO and chill, right?
best of the best index funds, majority of the growth are basically carried by like a handful of stocks. If you just spend a little bit more time, we're talking about 1 hour per week. This is how your results can be different. Watch. Here's my $4 million portfolio. Look at the gains here on individual stocks, starting from 200% until we finally get to VOO here, which is way lower than my top performing stocks that are basically carrying my entire $4.7 million portfolio. And I also maximize my profits by using something called buy and sell limit orders long term. And I do it all in only 1 hour per month, even though I'm super busy and not a math whiz, following my simple 5-step diamond system. Comment diamond, I'll send you my free masterclass on it.
That's always a program, ain't it?
Today, I don't even have money for a hotel.
Bro took 2 loans out to go to it.
Yes, I've slept in my car the past 2 nights, but I just wanted to show up.
So this person doesn't have 2 pennies to be able to go to a conference that was not
$30 a month. Only use the 30, don't touch the 300.
But how would a young, normal person get money?
Allowance?
All right, right off the bat, first, an allowance of $300 a month. Who's getting that? Nobody's getting that. And then the second thing, you're supposed to find a piece of real estate that would net you 10% of your allowance every month, and it's still only $300. We're not talking about $30,000 where you get.
You can, it's just like, just buy a house for $50, $50.
Day 18 of building a private equity company from scratch. Right now, we've got a platform company. We've got some capital saved up and a few investors picked out. I've got an absolutely fantastic team around me, mentors to help me find the right way, and we've got some interns set to start in the next month and a half or so. But anyway, on to today, we started by working out at Andy Elliott's facility. Pretty grueling, but a great way to start the day. Helped us really get ramped up. Then we headed back for an event they were having. He was a really great speaker. I learned a lot. Then aside from working out a little bit of content, honestly spent most of the day pretty chill, hanging with the entrepreneurs that I'm here with and just making some connections, strengthening relationships, and altogether just having a good time and enjoying everyone's company.
I thought it was really funny because it was just another one of the kind of cookie cutter magic basically. They always have mansions. They're always dressed nice. They always look the same, kind of that financial bro, trying to convince you.
He has an equity company. Now, does that just simply mean that he has like a mini prop firm with like Forex? That's what I'm gonna call it.
Our brains.
Yeah, this kind of like homebrew setup, right? You could say you have like an investment firm, but I mean, just like 6 guys.
Red eye. We're not doing well.
But in the same way we saw in the last clip where it was like a business building type of group, I mean, you have the real estate portion, you have a whole bunch of the finance, whether it be strictly crypto or any of the NFT stuff, which is kind of blown over now, but the crypto stuff is still alive, but the day trading stuff has always been there too. They always have a big mansion house and be a part of their group and they could day trade all the time, but this is probably what's going to happen a majority of the time. Now, unfortunately for this next clip, she put copyrighted music behind her speaking, which already made the video a little bit annoying, but it was still too good to not put into this video. So this woman is $65,000 in debt, which is all too common for my channel and the several videos that I've made talking about all of these people getting into crazy debt, making terrible decisions. And this is just one of the women who are in 65K and basically make no changes in their entire life. They still do whatever they want. They get all of the expensive drinks that they get all the food ordered and all that kind of stuff. They don't change their behavior at all. And then they'll blame it on stress and all of that kind of stuff. And then at the very end, they say that it's completely fine because I'll just go bankrupt. I'll just restart everything and then I'll be completely fine. It won't ever happen again, even though if you don't change your behavior getting into all of this debt, you're just going to have this happen again. So I mean, that's why there's basically unlimited content online talking about debt videos and people making poor financial decisions because so many of them now just think that they could hit the reset.
I think the worst one I saw, I think I covered in my last video, was like the 100K. Why? That lifestyle, no, it's 50K. That lifestyle creep is crazy.
Pressing.
All right, so I went all in on GameStop. I threw $6,000 and I bought it at an average price of $58. Right now I'm down $700, but I'm not worried. Back in 2020, if you're new here, GameStop price went through the same shit and it rose all the way to $450. And yeah, it was a wild experience and I see it happening again. And you know, it's different because back in 2020, there was no TikTok. It was all over Twitter and Reddit. But now with TikTok, I feel like it's even worse. So I anticipate this to shoot through the moon, you know? So I have 94 shares. And also for shits and giggles, I made a $57 call by 517. And that one's down $110. But you never know. Let's see, right? Let's follow along. Stranger things have happened and see where it goes from here, you know? Right now, my portfolio is currently sitting at 5,938. Let's see where it goes. Maybe tomorrow it'll be double. Maybe it'll be half of that. Who knows, right? Let's find out. Thanks.
So what we found out is he basically bought at almost the top of the market again when it was $58. And currently, at least today, at the beginning of September, GameStop is at $23. So he is down more than half. And I guess he just believed that it would happen again because TikTok is bigger and maybe people would push it the same way Wall Street Bets did it back in 2020. And that clearly was not the case, I hope.
It's that idiotic hype, right? At the end of the day, someone has to play hot potato and hopefully you're not the one catching the bag. Now, appreciate it for the 1K. If you like the content, don't forget to like, subscribe, all that. Peace.